How long are you going to pretend that feeling isn't there? That deep, bone-crushing tiredness that has nothing to do with sleep. You know the one. It's the tiredness you feel when the alarm clock goes off, a sound that feels like a physical blow, and your first thought isn't about the day ahead, it's just, again. You have to do it all, again. It's the tiredness that settles in your shoulders, in your chest, a heavy, cold weight that coffee can't touch and a good night's sleep can't fix. It's the exhaustion of the soul. This is a feeling we are taught to ignore. We are told to push through. We are told it's laziness, it's weakness, it's a lack of discipline. We are told to be grateful, to look on the bright side, to just get on with it. And so you do. You put on the mask. You are so good at wearing the mask now, aren't you? You have the work mask. The one that is productive, and efficient, and agrees in meetings, and laughs at the right times. You have the family mask. The one that is reliable, and strong, and never complains, and always has everything under control. You have the friend mask. The one that is fun, and supportive, and always available to listen, even when no one seems to have the time to listen to you. You move through your life, a performer in your own story. You hit your marks. You say your lines. And every single night, when the masks come off, when you are finally alone in the dark, you collapse. And the thought that visits you in that darkness is the most terrifying one of all. It's the quiet whisper that says, I just can't do this anymore. It's a feeling so deep and so heavy that you misunderstand it. You think it means you are broken. You think it means you are failing at life. You might even mistake it for something darker, a wish for it all to just end. But what if that thought, that feeling of, I can't do this anymore, isn't a sign that you want to die? What if it's the first, desperate, honest cry from the most buried part of you, a part that is suffocating, a part that doesn't want to die at all? It just wants peace. This is the great confusion of the modern spirit. We are the most connected, most entertained, most stimulated generation in history, and we are the most tired. We are dying of thirst while standing in the middle of a river, because we are being told to drink from a plastic bottle. You have tried to fix it, haven't you? Of course you have. You are a good soldier. You follow the rules. You tried sleeping more. You bought the weighted blanket, the blackout curtains, the white noise machine. You went to bed at 10. You woke up at 6. And you were still tired. Bone tired. You tried to fix it with wellness. You drank the green juice. You did the yoga. You downloaded the meditation app. You sat for 10 minutes, trying to watch your thoughts, but the noise inside your head was just too loud. The silence just made the exhaustion echo. You tried to fix it with productivity. You made new to-do lists. You used the new app. You time-blocked your calendar. You thought, maybe if I just get more organized, if I just get everything done, then I can rest. But you learned the terrible truth, the to-do list never ends. It just grows. And your effort just made you more tired. You tried to fix it with escape. The vacation. You saved up, you planned, you flew somewhere beautiful. And for a day or two, it felt better. But even on that beach, you couldn't escape the feeling. The dread of going back started to creep in. And the moment you returned, the tiredness was waiting for you at the door, heavier than before. Every one of these solutions failed. And they failed for the same reason. They all try to fix the symptom, not the cause. They are all trying to optimize the mask, to make the performance more efficient. Not one of them asks the most important question, why are you so tired in the first place? The problem is not your schedule. The problem is not your diet. The problem is not your sleep hygiene. The problem is that you are living a life that is not your own. The tiredness is not a weakness. It is a signal. It is an alarm bell, ringing from the deepest part of your soul. And it is ringing because your life force, your very essence, is being drained, every single day, by one single, devastating thing. The problem is the gap. This is the great discovery of the psychologist Carl Rogers. He saw this in his clients, time and time again. He saw people who were successful, capable, and good, and who were in profound, silent pain. He called this pain incongruence. It is the painful, soul-crushing distance, the canyon, between two different people. The first person is the one you are. The deep, inner, real you. The person you were before the world told you who you should be. The second person is the one you pretend to be. The mask. The performance. The collection of roles and expectations you wear every day just to be accepted, to be approved of, to be loved. And the source of your exhaustion, the reason you are so tired, is that you are spending 100% of your energy, every single moment of every single day, holding these two people together. You are living a divided life. You are a walking, talking internal war. The you on the inside, your real self, has values. It has needs. It has a quiet voice. Maybe it values peace. Maybe it values creativity. Maybe it values simple connection. But the you on the outside, the ideal self, is living for a different script. A script written by your parents, your teachers, your boss, your society. A script that says you must value ambition. You must value productivity. You must value being busy. You must value what other people think, above all else. And so, you go to the job that is draining your spirit, because the ideal self is successful. You stay in the relationship that feels empty, because the ideal self is loyal and doesn't give up. You say yes when your entire body is screaming no, because the ideal self is helpful and kind. With every yes that should have been a no, the gap gets wider. With every day you spend performing, the mask gets heavier. And that feeling you have, that I can't do this anymore. That feeling you mistake for a death wish. It is not a death wish. It is your real self, buried alive under the weight of the performance, screaming. I can't do this anymore. I cannot pretend anymore. I cannot wear this mask for one more day. Your soul isn't tired of living. It is tired of lying. It is tired of the performance. It doesn't want to die. It wants, finally, to be real. It wants peace from the war of pretending. And before we continue this journey, I need to know who is with me. What city or country are you watching me from right now? Let me know in the comments. And if this subject has already touched you in some way, subscribe to the channel. It's your subscription that helps us continue to bring this message. This gap, this labyrinth of the self, is where we all get lost. But how did we get here? How did the mask become so fused to our face that we forgot what we looked like underneath? Carl Rogers had a name for this too. He said we get lost because of conditions of worth. What a simple, devastating idea. Conditions of worth. These are the invisible rules. The unspoken contracts we were forced to sign as children to get the one thing we needed to survive, love. You learned them early. You didn't even know you were learning them. You learned that when you were quiet and did what you were told, you were called a good boy, a good girl. You got a smile. You got approval. That felt like love. You learned that when you were loud, or messy, or angry, or sad, you were too much. You were too sensitive. You were difficult. You were met with a frown, or silence, or punishment. That felt like the withdrawal of love. You learned the rules. If I get the best grades, I will be loved. If I don't cause trouble, I will be loved. If I make my parents proud, I will be loved. If I am successful, I will be valued. If I am strong and never show weakness, I will be respected. If I put everyone else's needs first, I will be seen as good. These became the building blocks of your mask. They created your ideal self. Your ideal self is the version of you that is perfectly designed to meet all those conditions. It's the you that is always productive, always kind, always strong, always successful, always agreeable. It's a beautiful, shiny, impossible statue. And your real self? Ah. That's a different story. Your real self is the you before the rules. The you that is sitting underneath the statue. Rogers called this the organismic self. It's your core. Your gut instinct. Your intuition. Your real self knows what it feels. It gets angry. It gets sad. It gets tired. It has weird interests. It has unproductive desires, like wanting to just sit and stare at the clouds. It doesn't care about the promotion. It doesn't care about pleasing everyone. It just is. And from a very young age, you learn the most painful lesson of all. My real self is not acceptable. My real self is wrong. It's lazy. It's selfish. It's not good enough. And so, you did the only thing you could do to survive. You buried it. You locked the real self in the basement, and you spent the rest of your life trying to become the statue. This is the labyrinth. You are walking through life, holding this map, the map of the ideal self, desperately trying to find the X that marks the spot. The X where you will finally feel enough. The X where you will finally get the approval and peace you crave. So you get the degree. You get the job. You get the relationship. You get the house. You keep hitting all the landmarks on the map, but the feeling of peace never comes. You just get more tired. Why? Because the map is fake. The treasure isn't at the X. And the tiredness, that exhaustion, that is the sound of your real self, locked in the basement, banging on the door. It's your intuition, screaming. You are going the wrong way. This isn't you. This isn't life. You are tired because you are living in constant opposition to your own nature. You are a river, trying with all your might to flow uphill, because someone told you the ocean was up there. Your soul is tired. It's not because you are weak. It is because you are so incredibly strong, you have managed to fight yourself, and win, for decades. But the war has cost you everything. It has cost you your energy. It has cost you your joy. And now, it is costing you your will to keep going. That part of you that wants to die is not your life that wants to end. It is the mask that wants to die. It is the performance that wants to end. It is the lie that wants to die. So, what is the answer? What is the key that unlocks the labyrinth? We have tried everything. We tried sleeping more. We tried working harder. We tried escaping. We tried to force peace. And now, here is the great, terrifying, beautiful revelation. The answer is to stop. Just stop. Stop trying to fix yourself. Stop trying to be better. Stop trying to earn your worth. Stop fighting. The key to ending the war is not one final, heroic battle. It is a surrender. This is the second part of Carl Rogers' great insight. The problem was conditions of worth. The solution, the only solution, is unconditional positive acceptance. The cure is to finally, receive the one thing you have needed your entire life. The permission to be, exactly, as you are. The problem is, we are all walking around, waiting for someone else to give us this. We are waiting for our parents, our partners, our bosses, the world, to finally look at us and say, "You are enough. Just as you are. You don't have to pretend anymore." But that day may never come. The great journey of adulthood, the journey to peace, is the realization that you must be the one to give it to yourself. The key to the labyrinth, the thing that heals the gap, is to stop judging your real self. It is to, metaphorically, go down into the basement where you locked that unacceptable part of you away. You open the door. And you don't go in with a whip, or a rulebook, or a to-do list to fix it. You go in, and you just sit. You listen. You listen to the part of you that is tired. And instead of saying, "You're lazy," you say, "You are so tired. You have been working so hard, for so long. It's okay. You can rest." You listen to the part of you that is sad. And instead of saying, "Be positive," you say, "You are carrying so much grief. It's okay. I am here with you. You don't have to carry it alone. You listen to the part of you that is angry. And instead of saying, "You shouldn't feel that way," you say, "You have a right to be angry. You have been ignored. You have been betrayed. It's okay. Let it out." This is unconditional positive acceptance. It is radical. It is the hardest work you will ever do. It is looking at all the parts of yourself you were taught were bad, weak, and unlovable, and choosing to love them. Not because they are perfect, but because they are you. This is congruence. Congruence is when you close the gap. It is the moment you stop trying to be the statue, and you start, simply, being the human. It is the moment your outside finally begins to match your inside. It's the moment you say no, and you mean it, and you don't feel guilty. It's the moment you stop going to the party you should go to, and you stay home and read a book, and feel peace. It's the moment you stop chasing the promotion, and you take the job that pays less but gives you life. Peace is not a prize you win at the end of the race. Peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the absence of internal war. Peace is the feeling of your real self, finally, being allowed to breathe. The soul doesn't want to die. It wants to stop pretending. It wants to come home. Did this revelation make sense to you? I really want to know your opinion. And if you made it this far, it's because you are part of the 1% who truly seek to evolve. So, if you haven't already, subscribe now so you don't miss the next video and tell me what city you managed to reach the end from. So what does this new path look like? What happens when you start to stop? It's not a lightning bolt. It's not a sudden explosion of happiness. It's quieter than that. It's a lightness. It's the feeling of putting down a backpack that you've been carrying for 30 years, a backpack you didn't even know was there. Suddenly, your shoulders are lighter. Life will still have challenges. The rain will still fall. But you are no longer the source of your own suffering. You are no longer fighting yourself at every turn. When you feel tired, you will rest. You won't call it lazy. You will call it healing. When you feel sad, you will cry. You won't call it weak. You will call it releasing. You will slowly begin to make choices, small ones at first, from this new place of authenticity. You will unfollow the social media account that makes you feel less than. You will have the difficult conversation, not to win, but to be true. You will start to notice what you actually like. What you actually want. You will find yourself laughing, and it will be your laugh. Not the polite one. The real one. You will start to feel solid. For the first time, you will feel your feet on the ground. This is the peace your soul has been craving. It is not the peace of a graveyard. It is the peace of a garden that is finally being tended. It is the peace of coming home. So I will ask you again. That deep, soul-crushing tiredness, the one you were taught to fear, to hide, to push through. It was never a sign that you were broken. It was never a sign that you wanted to die. It was your guide. It was your truth. It was the most honest part of you, telling you, in the only way it knew how, that you were desperate to finally live. The war is over. If you choose it. Welcome home.